I'm joined now by Colin Pearson. You farm free-range pigs up at Easingwold, I think. You come here every week, do you?
Yes, I come here every week to sell pigs here.
Just give me an indication, if you would, the size of your operation.
Well, we run just over 300 sows outside, fatten them all to bacon, take them to big weights. We have 75 acres of land, and we rotate the pigs around the land. Our sole aim is to produce a good quality animal. Eating quality as well, that's the main thing. We don't sell so many in the live market now to what we used to do. We sell quite a few dead weight, quite a few niche markets where I sell my pigs into.
But everybody has read, I suppose, that times are very tough for pig farmers in Yorkshire. What are the main problems in layman's terms?
Well, it isn't just only pig farmers. The job's got all out of hand, you know, for the price of corn, you know, to what livestock is. You know, last year we were buying corn at £80 a tonne. You could buy corn at £80 a tonne. It's £180 a tonne now, so it doesn't take a mathematician to work that out. You know, the job's got all out of balance. We aren't in a level playing field, neither really, compared to, you know, our foreign competitors. They can produce these, well, they can get their own feed. You know, they can use GM crops to start with. The soya, you know, it isn't allowed in this country. You know, it's £60–70 a tonne cheaper is soya, you know, GM soya to what it is now.
But obviously, I mean, you produce free-range animals, so presumably your welfare standards are much higher than some of your foreign competitors. Is that true?
Well, obviously it's true. You know, we produce to the highest welfare standards in the world. But, you know, this government just isn't helping us out. They aren't backing us up. We've got, you know, everything that we have to adhere to, but yet they just allow meat to come into this country from wherever it is that isn't produced up to our welfare standards. How can it be right? How can it be right? On the labelling side, you know, we feel very bitter that they can import pigs into this country and package it in this country and put a Union Jack on it and sell it off as British. You know, where can the logic be in that? We've been fighting this for 3 or 4 years now to get the labelling lifted, and we haven't got any further with it.
It's almost like a deliberate deception of the consumer who actually is looking for British-produced products so they can support local farmers like you, and you know, they're being told that it's British and it's not.
Well, it's supermarkets, they're conning them, aren't they? We're being run by the supermarkets in this country. You know, like it to love it. We're being run by them. But there will be a day when food will go short. There's no two ways about that. You know, we started off 10 years ago with 850,000 sows. We're down to 450,000 now. And within the next 2 months, we'll be less than 400,000 sows in this country.
I mean, is the maths of that then that we're producing half as much pork as we did just a few years ago?
Well, absolutely. You know, we're importing it. You know, and we go back to the same old. You know, to what standards are we importing it at?
I mean, in general terms, how hard is it now to actually, you know, make any sort of profit at all on every animal that you sell?
Well, there's no pigs making any profit. I was probably in a fortunate position where I bought my feet forward last May for 12 months, which stands me in decent stead to a lot of producers. You know, there isn't many producers bought their feet forward for 12 months, and you know, it's just a crippling job for those that haven't got it. You know, it's, you know, you wouldn't like to see the bank balances of some people, I bet.
The question, I suppose, is, I mean, do you think that you will survive? Can you stay in the business?
I will survive. I've been in the job all my life. I work hard. We get up at 5 or 6 every morning, and my sons are coming through. You know, we'll survive. If you're the last pig man in the country, we'll survive.
Well, Mick Bray, you've been a pig farmer all your life, but you've downsized your operation quite a lot, haven't you?
Oh, we're down to about 12 pigs at the moment. Once they're gone, that's it for a few months. Cost of feed is, you know, far too dear to feed. And we're doing a good job, but we just can't make a living.
So is it just the price of feed, or are there other problems you've got?
Well, lots of red tape, welfare grounds and one thing and another. People coming through the gate night and day just about to see you. We had DEFRA came to see us unannounced one day, and wanted to see our pigs, how they looked like, what they looked like, whether I was keeping them. I even looked at the dog to see if he was fed and looked after, so never looked at me though.
But I mean, a lot of pig farmers we read actually have gone out of business. Have you ever thought about getting out yourself?
No, it's been a way of life really. I've kept pigs for 40 years and we've always made a living out of pigs, so if we can make a bob or two, that's all we want, to live in, and that's it. The sad thing is there's 60 million people in this country and they aren't buying British in a big way. They're trying to go to foreign, they don't know where foreign meat's coming from. Welfare grounds they've kept in stalls, which our pigs are kept in stalls. You know, it's sad reflection that we've done everything what the politicians told us to do, and we haven't got a market end of the day. That's the problem. Politicians actually on the grain side have got us into this situation. They should have stopped set aside 5 years ago, and we would have had enough grain at a reasonable price to feed our pigs. All the grain mountain went 5 years ago, and we could have done with that grain today.
So basically what you're saying is all that land that's gone and set aside should have been kept in production, producing cereals and grain? Yeah,
if they'd said 5 years ago we can take set aside out and grow grain, won't be in this situation today. And I've said it's the politicians that got us in this mess. One time a day there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, now there is no light at all.
People always say that the farmers complain, but you've got plenty to complain about at the moment, haven't you?
Oh, we've got a degree on complaining, that's for sure, but this time it is serious.
Well, I'm joined now by somebody you might not expect to see in an auction mart, the Reverend John Davis. Now, you're actually the chaplain to the mart here at Selby. What's the job entail?
Well, the job entails actually coming down whenever there's a mart on here. So I come down on a Wednesday, and sometimes again on a Saturday when it's a collective sale, just to sort of stand alongside the lads here and experience something of the life that they're leading and the prices that they're getting at the moment.
But you're not here then to evangelise or convert people?
I don't come here with a Bible in my back pocket, no. It's a case, I think, of just simply being here as a representative, I guess, of the church. And surprisingly, there are a lot of church or chapel members here anyway. It's just a case of standing alongside them and saying you're doing a good job.
So this is the church being where people are at?
It's the church being where people are, valuing the work that they do and saying it's a valuable contribution to the life that we all lead.
This is very, very tough times for farmers. Do you find that you're hearing a lot of distress quietly poured into your ear when you come here?
I do, yes. I mean, people don't necessarily sort of ring up and make an appointment, but when you stand alongside people, they say, you know, you hear the responses to some of the prices sometimes. I mean, 6 weeks ago, they said to me, the pig farmer said to me, you're going to come down with us and support us down in London at the protest. And yeah, I was glad to do that. And just to be there, and again, to hear some of the stories that they were saying, well, while we were travelling down to London, you know, the fact that some of them are now going out of the market, the fact you look in the market today, there's half the number of pigs in that we would have had here 2 or 3 months ago. It just means that people are moving out of the sector.
But what, in terms of comfort or support, can you actually offer?
What I can offer is a listening ear, and quite honestly, sometimes it's a case of a burden heard is a burden shared, and just being here and listening to people. Okay, if you talk to the guys around here, they've got to be optimistic. You can't sow crops, rear livestock, without having some sort of optimism for the future. It's undoubtedly the case that particularly the livestock sector, the numbers will shrink. I mean, the fear is, of course, it'll be the last man standing. Probably the bigger businesses that can actually make a profit. But it's a case of then, if people do have to move out of the sector, how do you make it possible for them to do so with dignity? Given that, you know, that they may have been farming for generations, how to allow them to move out, but to be retained the dignity. I mean, their own self-confidence and self-dignity, but also in the eyes of other people as well.
Well, Chris Clubley, you're the auctioneer here. I mean, how long have you been selling pigs?
I've probably been selling pigs about 35 years. since I first started as an auctioneer.
But when you get on that board and you look down into a pen, there's 3 or 4 pigs there, how do you know where to start the bidding?
Experience, I suppose. You can tell the quality of the pig when you look down and see what it's like. You also know through selling the same people's pigs all the time who brings the best pigs in, whose pigs kill the best, and that tells in the price. The best prices are achieved by good quality P-trains or pigs of that nature.
But from the layman's point of view, watching you moving down on the boards, it all seems so quick and very hard to understand. I mean, what sort of language are you using? Is it English?
It is English. You'd get me lost if I tried to speak in French, but the majority of the buyers know exactly where I'm going, what the prices are, and you know the buyer for the different class of pig anyway, so you know you're probably only looking at maybe 2 buyers at one time.
Very small number of pigs going through today. Is that a sign of the times?
Exactly. I think this is what we're facing now for a number of years to come. The trouble is the pig men have had a rough time for a long time. Odd times they've had periods of better trade, but that hasn't been sustained long enough for them to get back the losses. So I think many of them have decided to throw in the towel and finish, hence the number has fallen. And it will take those men a long time before they go back in. They've been really caned on prices. I would say even in the last 3 months we've probably lost in the region of 4 or 5 vendors who would show between 20 and 40 pigs a week.
So what were the prices like today?
Prices today were better. We have a lot less pigs in today. We're probably half the number that we would be getting a year and a half ago. Prices today will have averaged around the 95 pence a kilo live weight, whereas about a year ago we were probably averaging 70-72. But pigs have been as low as 55 and 60 pence a kilo.
Can a farmer make any sort of profit at that sort of price?
You've spoken to several farmers this morning. I would imagine they're telling you that they've got to be round about £1 a kilo to break even, and I think that's probably where they've got to be. So at the moment they're still only just breaking even if they're lucky.
So, but we've probably seen quite a number of people this morning who might actually have been losing a penny or 2 on each pig.
We will have still seen some that are losing some money on pigs. I think probably they'll have tightened their ship at home, they'll have cut down their expenses wherever possible, and you know they might just stay in with the hope that things are going to get better.